Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, the host, and this is episode 58. It's episode 58. This is Super Bowl weekend that I'm recording this. I'm recording this on Saturday night, the night before the Super Bowl, and I did this last year in one of my episodes last year. I don't know which number it is. If you know what number it is, let me know, and I will label it as such. I wanted to do it again. I did last year. I talked about football, and I talked about why I don't like football, my problems with football, more specifically like the NFL. But I guess just football in general. I'm not that big a fan of football anymore. I don't get that excited about sports that much. Anyway, I try not to let myself get upset about how my sports teams do in general. But I thought that since this is Super Bowl weekend, I will talk about things that I don't like about football. Do I want to like football again? Maybe. Not sure. I think I do. It's hard to say. But there's just a lot of things that frustrate me about the game, watching the game, the rules of the game, other aspects around the game that just annoy the crap out of me. And I thought I would just talk about why I hate football in this episode. And I'll talk about some other things in this episode, but this episode is primarily about me talking about how much I hate football. I haven't seen the list yet. I'll update the list when I see the list fully, but they have announced the NFL Hall of Fame inductees for this year. The Hall of Fames in general are just bullshit. What I hate about the NFL Hall of Fame is that, they need to have 7 people enshrined in the Hall of Fame every year. Which is stupid. That means people will be in that aren't deserving, and people that will be in are deserving. But, it's fine that people are in who are deserving, but it really creates more of a participation trophy aspect to it. And not everyone can get into the Hall of Fame. Because quite frankly, if everyone got into the Hall of Fame, then it should just be called a hall, really, is what it boils down to. And most Hall of Fames are bullshit. The WWE is the most bullshit Hall of Fame of all, if you think about it, because they're invited. They're asked if they want to be in the Hall of Fame. You know? And you have to, I went to the Honky Tonk Man show a couple weeks ago, and he talked about how the Hall of Fame, he's turned it down a couple times because you get paid $5,000 for 5 days, and then you have to sign a 90-day, not a cease and desist, but no service, 90-day, clause where he can't perform for 90 days. You know? So that's bullshit. That costs them money. So it makes sense that the Hall of Fame, that the WWE Hall of Fame is stupid it's just dumb. It's not a cease and desist. What the fuck am I trying to say? 90-day. He's supposed to do something, not have something happen for 90. He can't, a no-compete clause for 90 days. Right. A no-compete clause for 90 days. A 90-day no-compete clause. That's what I was trying to fucking say? All right. So, that takes money away from the wrestlers. So, that's stupid. But I'm not talking about that. The Major League Baseball Hall of Fame has it most accurately, I think. Because the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, sometimes they don't let people in. Sometimes they don't elect anyone. And that's deservedly so. Because you can't, like I said, you just can't have everyone in the goddamn Hall of Fame. I remember, like, still sticking to the Hall of Fame thing, why I hate the Hall of Fame, is, I got in an argument with Jonathan Coachman on Twitter and radio. Like, I was listening to him on the way to playing golf one Sunday morning. This was a couple years ago when he was still with ESPN, and he had his own ESPN radio show. And he was complaining about how long the speeches were. And he was saying how, in the WWE, they give you only like 15 minutes, you know? And I'm like, the WWE Hall of Fame and the NFL Hall of Fame are not the same thing, Jonathan Coachman. You can't use the comparison, the WWE Hall of Fame as a comparison for NFL Hall of Fame. That's bullshit. Just dumb. And Coachman's back on Raw now. He's back as an announcer on Raw. And suddenly my interest in listening to Raw and watching Raw has gone away. But again, this episode is not about why I hate the WWE. It's about why I hate the NFL. And I've mentioned the Hall of Fame. There's other things that piss me off about the NFL. Yeah, other things that I hate about the NFL. I hate, like, when watching a game. It's just, like, when I watch a game, I'm taught now, not really taught, but I expect, whenever I see a great play, to see, like, a penalty flag. like I'll see, like, either a hit or a catch, and I'll just be like, wow, that was great, but it's gotta be illegal. Where the hell is the penalty flag? There's gotta be a penalty flag. And, like, some of the announcers, like, I think Joe Buck of Fox will always say, hey, what a great touchdown, no flags. Like, I feel like that's like a dig at the NFL for the amount of flags that they have. There are so many stupid penalties in the NFL. Like, pass interference is dumb. We shouldn't have pass interference. That's just called good defense. I don't understand what the point of pass interference is, or holding, or whatever. It hurts the defense more than it hurts the offense. It's just ridiculous. But the penalties overall, it's just, it's frustrating. Like, you'd see a great play and, there's a flag, and it didn't even count, you know? I love how, like, you know, they'll catch a touchdown and they'll celebrate and be like, nope, penalty, sorry, forget that celebrating and happiness. There's a stupid, someone held someone. Penalties are just stupid. Over penalized. Yeah. And it's frustrating to watch because of all the penalties and because of, you know, things like that. Like even like we don't even know what a catch is anymore. I don't even know what a catch is anymore. Like, I see a catch and I'm like, is that really a catch? Did he hold on to the ball for the... Did he complete the process? Whatever the hell that means. I don't even know what that means. Like, it's funny how, like, rules for catches and rules for, like, you can run the ball into the end zone and it'll be a touchdown. But, like, the same sort of act happens with a catch, and it's like you're not really sure that's a touchdown. And it's just so stupid, and it's ridiculous. Like, you don't even know what a catch is anymore. So, what is it I hate so far? I hate the Hall of Fame. I hate the penalties. I hate the rules. I hate that we don't even know what the hell a catch is anymore. I heard this yesterday on ESPN radio. I forget who said it, but they made a valid point that who was it? It was somebody on ESPN. It was somebody I've never heard of on ESPN, I think, yesterday, saying about how, oh, no, I think it wasn't that at all. Scratch that. I was listening to the Dan Patrick Show on Friday, and they had Al Michaels on. And Al Michaels of NBC was talking about how idiotic replay is. It's not, and how it's not instant replay. It's just replay. Because it takes so damn long. It shouldn't take you 5 minutes to make a decision. It's almost as if the officials are afraid to make the decision. They want it to be right, you know? But it's like, it shouldn't take you 4 minutes to review a play. Like, look at it. Okay, cool. That's great. I want to know what, like, the process is in reviewing replay. You know? This doesn't make sense. How replay takes so long. And then sometimes they don't even get the call right. You know? It's just so ridiculous. I'm not saying get rid of replay, but they've got to fix replay to where it's more instantaneous. You know? Just, they have to streamline it, not necessarily streamline it, but just fix it. Because these games are unwatchable for so many damn reasons. It's insane. It's unwatchable because of replay and how long it takes. It's unwatchable for how the refs take the game over with the penalties. It's unwatchable because of we don't know what the hell a catch is anymore. It's unwatchable, you know, because of stupid, you know, like penalties, right? I've already talked about that, the rules and stuff like that. It's just so damn unwatchable. Another thing I hate about the NFL is Roger Goodell. Just hearing Roger Goodell talk just infuriates me to no end, because he answers everything with no answer at all whatsoever. And it's like, I don't know if it's necessarily his fault, though. Or actually it is his fault, because I feel like his governing style, his style as commissioner is dumb. It's stupid. It's like, there's stuff that's happened that, like, could be done behind the scenes so people don't have to know what's going on. You know? Like, there seems to be a lot more transparency now in the NFL. And it's just like, and it seems like stuff is just revealed. There's too much transparency. Like, you know, all of this information that's going on, and it's like, I feel like Deflategate could have been handled a lot better if it was, like, handled internally. Like, if Goodell just went to the Patriots and be like, okay, what happened here? You know? And the whole Deflategate scandal was ridiculous. The whole Spygate scandal was ridiculous. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Patriots fan. I mean, I just think they were both two ridiculous scandals that really don't mean anything at all whatsoever. Like, the study showed that the balls weren't under-deflated. Right. That's what the study showed. Whatever study it was. Right, that report. And then Brady gets punished for possibly having something to do with it. Possibly. Need more concrete evidence than that. Then with Spygate, that was a rule that was established, and the Patriots didn't follow that rule. In the first game when the rule was established. So of course they called the Patriots cheaters for all the other things, but it wasn't illegal when they were doing it before. Plus it's stupid anyway, because like they're recording what everybody can see. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's just stuff like that, stupid controversies like that, like Ray Rice, the whole Ray Rice thing, and how it took Goodell like so fucking long to come up with a decision on that, and then he gets suspended for 2 games, and then the videotape comes out, and that doesn't look very good, and then they try to cover it up by doing those stupid domestic violence commercials. Just trying to cover shit up. I mean, I just feel like football is so goddamn politicized now. Like they care about they don't care about the right things. I mean, they say that, and plus, like, when they say that they care about player safety, that's bullshit. They care about making money. And they don't want to lose money. So they'll do whatever it takes to not lose money. And I mean, I don't really watch anymore. I watch it, but it's like, I'm not that interested. Like, I don't really care. Like, I don't care. Like, just in sports overall, like, I decided this year was my last year. I was going to do fantasy football and fantasy baseball. I've just grown tired of it. It used to be fun when I first did it, and in the past few years, it's just not fun anymore. I don't like rooting for players on other teams, or like having my weekend ruined because my fantasy team didn't do well. So I'm like, I just don't give a shit about my fantasy team anymore. So I'm not doing football or baseball anymore. I'm only going to do golf. I don't care, because golf's an individual thing. That's fine. You root for the players in golf. But it's like, I don't care about fantasy football or fantasy baseball anymore, so I've officially retired. I may come back at some point, I don't know. But I'm just done with that stuff. I think that's all the things I hate about football. That I still hate about football. I know I talked about this last year in an episode, and again, if you can tell me what episode number that was, I'd appreciate it. But it's just dumb. I just don't, I'm not that interested. Oh, I know what else I wanted to talk about was like the whole anthem protest and how I don't hate the NFL because of the anthem protests. I think it's fine that they did the protest. What makes me mad about the protest, and I've talked about it here before, is how people got angry about the protest for the wrong reasons. Like, people didn't care why the players were protesting, or why Colin Kaepernick were protesting. They just hated that they were protesting the anthem, and they saw it as an attack on our troops and our country and such and such. And it wasn't an attack or anything. It was a peaceful protest about Black Lives Matter. And people just get so upset about the wrong, misdirected shit. And that was fucking annoying. And even our idiotic president, who I'll talk about in a minute, because we'll be changing topics shortly. It's just, so stupid. So all those factors, though. How stupid the Hall of Fame is, how stupid the penalties are, and the dumb rules, and Roger Goodell, and all that shit. It's ridiculous. I mean, I still watch football, but I just don't care that much about. I see it. I mean, I think I saw something on Meet the Press today that showed that it was people have lost interest, mostly white men, which fits me since I'm a white guy. So let's see. I think I've rattled on enough about the NFL now. I'm going to switch to another State of the Union, because I called it this. This is sort of like my State of the Union of football. But I think I'm going to call this episode Why I Still Hate the NFL. Or something like that. Why I Hate the NFL. Or something. I don't know. I'm going to figure out the title. I have to figure out the title before I publish this, which will be sometime today. So let's see. I watched the State of the Union on Tuesday night, and I took notes, and I wanted to talk about the stuff that I took note of. I just typed whatever came into my head as I'm watching this, and yeah, it's just, there's some things in there that first of all, I like teleprompter Trump. I mean, I hate teleprompter Trump, but I like him more than I do Twitter Trump and Rally Trump. Twitter Trump and Rally Trump are just incomprehensible idiots. But But teleprompter Trump, he's not that bad. And actually, my favorite part of teleprompter Trump is when he stops reading the teleprompter and makes a comment about something that he just read on the teleprompter. But yeah, okay, let's see. He, what did he do? It pissed me off that, like, I hate how with every State of the Union, it's always going to be one side of the room standing and applauding, the other side of the room just sitting there looking like this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Why am I being stuck in this room having to listen to this idiot? That pisses me off. It pisses me off when I saw it happen to Obama, and it pisses me off now when I see that it happens to Trump. I mean, I'm not saying that you should all agree with what he has to say, but there was some stuff that I thought he made good points about, and like, I know that the Democrats, pretty much most of them, refused to stand up, but I saw, like, Cory Booker stand up and clap, and I saw Schumer clap, and Nancy Pelosi is just a bitch. That's just ridiculous right there. But I saw Bernie, he did a slow clap. I think that became a meme. So yeah, it was first commented on how many people were, like, clapping and stuff like that, and let's see. Then Trump, I wrote that he took a shot at Jay-Z with the black unemployment, which turned out to be a false stat anyway on his part. I was curious to see what the fact checking was, and yeah, there was much fact checking. I liked how one of the people he had stand up was a black guy. It was the only one that they had. Let's see. Then he talked about the anthem protests and how people... Well, he didn't talk about the anthem protests, but he said how people should stand for the national anthem. And, like, fuck you. Then he mentions religious liberty, which to me just sounds like legalized discrimination. So you can use your religious beliefs to not let people into your store or business or whatever. So basically you can ban gay people from doing stuff if you so wish or something like that. I don't know what the fuck. That's what I take religious liberty to mean, and religious liberty just sounds stupid to me. I hate religion anyway, so. Yeah, and I did write here that his clapping was pretty distracting. It was. He clapped pretty loud, and apparently that became a big topic on social media about how loud his clapping was. And he talked about how shitty the VA is, and I wrote, cough, Manchester, cough, because the Manchester VA is apparently pretty shitty. Then he talked about how all our citizens need accountability and respect, and I'm like, does that even go for those people that do the peaceful protests, like the NFL players? They deserve our accountability and respect. I'm just reading through my notes here that I did on the State of the Union. He talked about the war. Oh, this was a good one. He talked about the war on energy and how we can use beautiful, clean coal. I never thought that coal was actually clean. I don't understand. I put this out on Twitter and asked, if coal is so clean, how come almost all of the miners have health issues? All the coal miners have health issues. And that got a big response on Twitter. But right, yeah, I there's nothing clean about coal. Plus, coal doesn't renew. It's not a renewable. We need a renewable energy source, you know? And coal is not renewable. Because you can't use the same piece of coal more than once. I mean, you can use it, but I mean, once the coal stops being used, and we keep mining coal doesn't grow back, you know? If you mine some coal, it doesn't grow back. It's a rock. Rocks don't grow back. The president is an idiot. He didn't mention how we need to reduce the price of prescription drugs, and I think that's a good idea. I agreed with him on that. Yeah, he wants to modernize infrastructure. By the way, I found out that what infrastructure is through the John Oliver show, so that was good. Talked about job training. I noted that Melania did not look like she wanted to be there. I don't think any of them really wanted to be there. And I thought he said Queed. I don't know what that had to do with. MS-13 gangs. I don't know what the fuck that was. Rubio didn't react to any of the immigration shit. I wrote down the pillars he wrote for immigration. I hate how much we care about immigration. I feel like we're a country based on immigrants, and now we want to be harsh on immigration. This is the most hypocritical thing I've ever fucking heard. Yeah, just dumb. It just annoyed me. It was an interesting speech, but I didn't hate the speech. Didn't like the speech. I mean, I liked some of the speech, but yeah, I waited for him to get it back onto Twitter, because he was off Twitter for a couple days and didn't say shit about any of it. Let's go check his Twitter to see what he said on Twitter. I'm just gonna look up his Twitter account. If you're listening to this, I don't know if you'll hear. Let me just. Says there's a lot of talk about this memo. 49% approval rating. I don't know. He's tweeting a lot about this memo that I haven't read, and I don't care about the memo. Maybe I'll read the memo and see what the hell the memo has to do with. But for right now, I just don't give a shit about the goddamn memo. But yeah, no, I don't think he tweeted much about the State of the Union when he got back onto Twitter, because I think he was off Twitter for a couple days. They must have told him, hey, get off Twitter, because you'll ruin anything that you had to do. Yeah, just stupid. Yeah, so those are my notes that I mentioned, that I wrote. It wasn't all the notes, but it was just stuff that I found interesting during the State of the Union. I'm trying not to hate our political leaders anymore, except when they act like idiots, and he seems to act like an idiot. Not really an idiot, but just a bully and just ignorant. I don't want our president to be ignorant. It's definitely not something that should be happening. Alright, so now we're going to do what pisses you off, and like I do almost every week, I ask people for things that piss them off, and this week's winner is Teresa McDermott. She told me that she's pissed off that they're making a Passion of the Christ 2. And I'm like, wait, seriously? They are? And it turns out they are. So she's pissed off that they're making a Passion of the Christ 2. And I have to say, I have to absolutely fucking agree with her. What in God's name are they doing making a sequel to this movie? What exactly are they going to do? What? Jesus Christ, what are they going to do about this movie? What are they going to... What's it going to be about? Is it just going to be about him coming back from the dead? And then... Didn't he, come back and then he left or something? I don't know. I don't know the story. I don't care for the... I think I sort of know the story. I heard it when I was a kid, when I was in school, in Catholic school, and CCD and stuff like that, but I just don't give it. What the hell is it? Really? Maybe this one, the sequel won't be as much as a snuff film as the first one was, because I watched the first one and I thought it was a snuff film, honestly, because you see a man getting beaten to death for an hour and a half. And how is this? And people just watched it, and it was a big hit. But I'm just like, really? And now they're making a sequel to it. Apparently, it's going to be great. Jim Caviezel is back, and Mel Gibson is directing it. And what the fuck are they gonna do? They should make it an action comedy, is what they should do. Some sort of action comedy thing. Jesus comes back, and I don't know. It's just, holy shit. I just can't believe they're making that movie. But they're making so many stupid fucking movies nowadays. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I think I brought that to attention. I just don't understand why they're making. There's no sense in making a Passion of the Christ sequel. I'm curious to see. I hope it doesn't do that well in the box office. I hope it's just a direct to DVD release. Like, yeah. I don't know. That's just the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. It's not the stupidest. I mean, I've heard other things. But, yeah. Wow. Alright. Well, okay. I'm going to wrap up the episode now. I have 2 YouTube channels for my comedy and for the McTaggart Attack Podcast, so look them up on YouTube. I have the Facebook page for the McTaggart Attack Podcast, so look that up and like it. I have my own Facebook page. You can look it up and send me a friend request if you like. And follow me on Twitter at KevMcT. Let's see what else. Upcoming shows. I'm going on vacation to Myrtle Beach. I'm probably going to record an episode while I'm on vacation. But I have a show on the 23rd, I think, at Espresso Bueno. Oh, and I have Movie Roast on the 17th at the Marquee in Middlebury, Vermont. Look up my Twitter account, and I usually post about stuff like that. But this has been episode 58 of the McTaggart Attack Podcast. It's probably going to be called I Hate the NFL or something like that. Why I Hate the NFL. Yeah. Or Why I Still Hate the NFL. Some derivative of that phrase. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Day. Whenever the hell you're listening to this.